Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to understand and solve this bank reconciliation statement. This is handwritten question. If you feel anything difficult, I will revise and repeat the statement for more than one. Now you can see that we are going to make reconciliation statement for Amjad as on 31st December. So first step is to write your heading. As usual, you will write bank reconciliation statement, and then as on 31st December 2025 we are dealing with of Nizar's name is Amjad. Okay, it was very easy for me to write this statement even before the start of this video. So why I have taken time just to get you realized that it's so important for you to write these headings even before the start of the question. So I just request and suggest you to be very much focused upon presentation of the question. So we are ready to start our question. Let's begin with the first entry. Balance as per passbook overdraft. So first step, you can write passbook overdraft is your balance. As you know that passbook balance is credit when it is overdraft, so it would be debit. Amount which is mentioned over here is 50,000. First entry has been completed. After first entry, you will always be writing add, and then within some difference or distance, you will be presenting less. Let's see. Next entry, rent paid. What original entry is? Since you are going to pay this and payment is made by check. So actual journal entry is rent to bank. That means there is decrease in bank account. It should be credited. Not posted yet. It means you have not written. This entry was not posted. Rent to bank, bank was credit, bank was not written. If it is not written, we are going to write it now. So here our balance was debit, and you will choose credit side to write this 100 rupees. Once again, I'm going to tell you, rent paid by check. It means amount is decreasing. Amount is going to draw from the bank. It means there is decrease in bank account, which should be credited. Not posted means you have not written this entry. You have not recorded this entry in particular account. So what does it mean? Bank was supposed to be written on credit side. We have not written, then we will write it. So credit 100. Second entry is completed. Now third entry, checks drawn. As you know, checks drawn are issued checks, and we will search for unpresented or not presented checks. For rupees 50,000, while 15,000 checks were not presented. Look at this. What we were searching for is already present in your question. Not presented was required to be searched, and amount of 15,000 were not presented. Not presented should be written on debit side. We will choose upside, and here you will give heading unpresented. Okay, so now problem is which amount. Look, you do not have to see any problem. As you will observe, 15,000 checks were not presented while you were searching for not presented, and clearly it has been written that checks of 15,000 were not presented. Now, for check deposited. Check deposited means you have deposited your amount in your bank account. Bank account has been increased. It should be debit. For rupees 50,000 were not written. Please note it down. What is your sentence were not written. If it is not written, that was a mistake. You will write check deposited means increase in bank account. Increase in bank account means it should be debited. So deposited but not written. Alright. Now fifth entry, checks paid in. There is no difference between deposited and paid in. Checks paid in, and in paid in we usually search for uncredited checks. Okay, now see checks paid in for rupees 58500 while checks of rupees 40,000 were presented on 3rd January. Checks paid in, these are deposited checks, and if they are not cashed, they are uncredited checks or uncashed checks. Now focus upon this date. Our ending date is 31st December. While these checks were encashed, look, it has been written presented. We were supposed to search for not cashed, uncashed. Here you can see that 3rd January and 31st December. So it means 14,000 checks which were cashed on 3rd January were not actually cashed on 31st December. Not cashed, it means amount of 40,000 was uncashed. As you know that deposited, when uncashed, it should be written on credit side. So you will choose credit, and here how much amount? 40,000 were presented, were cashed on 3rd January. In other meanings, they were not cashed on 31st December. Uncashed, checks paid in, uncashed, that should be credited. Amount is 40,000, which is clearly mentioned that only checks of 40,000 were cashed on 3rd January. They were uncashed on 31st December. So here you can write that uncashed, and narration of this entry was not written. 100 rupees. This was rent paid, not posted. So you may write rent unposted. Alright guys. So we are now upon sixth entry, amount drawn. Amount drawn means you have drawn your amount should be decreased, that means credit. For rupees 1800 were posted as, for 18,000 were posted as 1800. Amount, less amount has been written. Please understand, instead of 18,000 you have written 1800. So less amount means undercast. Undercast means same side you will choose. Amount drawn, that means amount has been drawn from your bank account. Bank account should be decreased, it should be credited, but we have undercast. In undercast it would remain credit. How much amount you will write? The difference of 18,000 and 1800. So this difference would be written over here. And finally, what you have done, you may call it undercast or any other sentence or word. If you want to choose, you can. Next is amount deposited by Khatija. Look at here. We are related with Amjad. We are not related with the Khatija. For rupees 5,000 were credited to Amjad's account. Yes, we are now related with this particular account. Amjad was not to be credited. Please understand, amount was deposited by Khatija. So Khatija was supposed to be credited in bank account, but they have wrongly credited to Amjad account. So wrong credit, you will have to do it debit, and you will come over here. First you will write amount, that is 5,000, and then you will post it as wrong credit. Another amount is missing, and which entry was deposited not written. Let's search for, look at this, deposited not written, that was 15,000. So you may write this 15,000 as well over here. Alright guys, so this entry was completed. Now we are supposed to see our 8th entry. Banker had paid rent on behalf of Amjad. It means 200, 8200 was drawn. 8200 was drawn. Okay, if anybody has written 200 or 8200, that would not make any difference, because you are actually supposed to write credit and debit in proper format. Okay, bank had paid rent, it means amount had been drawn from the bank account. A bank account has been decreased. Decrease in bank account should be credited on Amjad account but not informed. It means amount was drawn without information. Since it was not informed, obviously Amjad has not recorded decrease in bank account. Decrease in bank account should be credited. So you will choose this credit side and you will write the amount 8200. I'm again telling you, if due to misprinting in somebody had written 200 or 8200, both are correct. Alright. So sentence, you will write it was not written, not recorded. And beside this you may write over here rent not recorded. Better word is rent not recorded. Alright guys, 8200 entry, 8th entry ended. Interest on investment. You have invested amount, interest is received, which is your income. Income should be debited. But not entered in cash book. That means you have not recorded. So interest on investment would be recorded on debit side. Amount is 4000, and here you will suppose to write interest on investment. I was actually willing to write only interest, but it's okay. So ninth entry is completed. Now let's see what 10th entry is saying. Trade subscription paid. Look at this. This is paid. So it's an expense. In expense, bank should be credited. 500 not entered. Alright, we will enter. So trade subscription paid. Paid means decrease. So here you will write credit. And how much amount is? 500. Okay. So in this way, our question has been completed. Last entry was trade subscription. Let's write down over here. Alright guys, in this way our question has been completed. As you can see that all entries are 3 to 5, 3 to 5. 5 and 5, 10 entries were present and our entry has been. Just a quick response. Passbook overdraft, it should be debited 50,000. Rent paid and not recorded, credit 100. And then checks drawn 50,000. 15,000 checks were not presented, debit 15,000. Alright. Check deposited for 15,000 were not written, that again debit 15,000. Checks paid in for rupees 58, while checks of rupees 40,000 were uncashed. So credit 40,000. Here credit 40,000. Checks, then amount drawn for rupees 18,000 were posted as, so credit difference of amount, credit difference of amount, wrong credit, credited wrong credit. We are supposed to do it debit 5,000. Here is debit 5,000. Banker paid rent expense, credit 8200, credit 8200. And then ninth and 10th and interest on investment, this is your income, 4,000 debit. Here you can see 4,000 debit, and last trade subscription paid expense credit 500. So guys, in this way our question has been completed. So let's start our procedure of calculation. First we will take sum of all amounts present on debit side. This is total of debit side. Now you will take sum of all amounts present on credit side. Both amounts have been calculated. Now you will take the difference. this is your amount of debit side, subtract amount of credit side. So you have got the difference. This is your answer over here. And now we will write proper way to describe the answer. You have started with passbook, it would be cash book, and next value of debit side was more, so you will put debit over here, and in answer you will write opposite credit, and same amount you are going to post 24,000 over here. So guys, in this way our answer has been completed. We are going to mention it over here. I'm sure that you people have understood, though this test or this question was not exactly the same wording and same writing which is present in textbooks. This was a test. So those who had attempted in a proper and good manner, I will really congratulate them. Otherwise, it's time to learn more, and that is why I have solved full question for you. It is requested to repeat and revise this question for more than 2-3 times. And after that, if you see anything difficult, you are very open to share your problem through text messages, or you can directly contact to share your problems. I will humbly be trying my best to answer your questions. So thank you very much for your time. It's time to say goodbye. Allah Hafiz.